Hey, everybody, welcome to the Hire My VA Team and Business Building Podcast, where we help you to reclaim your freedom through hiring and thriving with virtual assistants without breaking the bank, without breaking your bank. And I'm Dave Braun, and I'm here with my partner, great friend, partner in crime, I guess, in trouble, whatever, Larry Broughton.
Dave Braun, the crowd goes wild.
Hey.
I like how I said on one of our programs the other day that you are the yin to my yang, the peas to my carrots, the peanut butter to my jelly.
Yeah, and then what did I
don't know
call
where
you?
the hell that came from.
Yeah, and then I'm like, that's enough for us.
Forrest Gump. Oh, I love you, David. Thanks for being my friend.
Too much fun. Well, see, you guys, you got to get a good partner and just have some fun with this stuff, man. It's fun. We're having a good time. All right. Well, enough about having a good time. Let's get serious.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
serious.
Make money. Be serious.
No more smiles. All right. Yeah. Here's our question for this episode. How do I determine how much I should pay my virtual assistant?
Oh, can I jump on this first? It depends.
No. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It depends. Yeah. I'm sorry, but it depends. I don't want to be like start out with kind of that kind of attitude, but it's true. It really depends on a lot of things. It depends on what you're asking them to do. It depends on, is this a long-term gig or a short-term gig? Is it project-based or is it ongoing? What country are you hiring your VA from? Now that I said that, we can shallow this thing down. Dave, the VAs that we have found the most success with are those that are based in the Philippines. That's not necessarily true. The ones that we have ongoing long-term relationships are based in the Philippines. And that's where we are recommending if you are an American, for a bunch of reasons that we talk about inside the program, right? Mm-hmm. But listen, there are VAs here in the U.S. that are $100 an hour, right? Sure. Depending on what they're doing. Yeah. I know that you have kind of a rule of thumb, and you can expand on it in a bit. But I would think, like for us in the Philippines, and we use them from everything from general VAs to graphic designers to web developers to researchers, and pay anywhere from $4 to $9 an hour. Yeah. Generally, I think it's a fifth to a tenth less.
A tenth, yeah.
Of what we would pay here for a similar role. And I know some of you are gasping at that, like, oh, but you gotta remember the cost of living is a lot different in the Philippines than here. And why the wide range between, and I know folks who pay $3 an hour in the Philippines. It depends on where does the person live in the Philippines. It's like, am I hiring someone from Louisiana or from San Francisco?
That's right.
Cost of living is completely different in the two places, right?
That's absolutely true.
But so I would think for the Philippines, it's in the $4 to $9 an hour range, and frankly, you get college graduates in the $4 range, right? I mean, you get master's level in the $5 to $7 range, probably, don't you, Dave?
Yeah. And so I think it's important to, you got to narrow down the country, right? Because
for sure.
The exchange rate is different. Like if you're hiring like you said, if you're hiring a virtual assistant in Australia, they're going to be as much or more than here, right? And then of course you've got to narrow down like you said, the type of job. If it's somebody who's more general administrative data entry type, they're going to be at the lower end of the range. If it's somebody who's a lot more specialized especially from a technical perspective,
that's right.
They're going to be higher and maybe in a little bit shorter supply. So it kind of depends. And like you said, the different locations. So I think you hit it spot on, is that it does depend. You just have to narrow down, where you're at. The other thing too is, you can hire a virtual assistant yourself and have them work for you or with you directly, but you can also have services where you are hiring almost like on a job basis, where you deal with somebody who manages somebody else and they farm it out to maybe different people. So that might be a little bit more expensive there than
there's got to be margin in there, and the more layers you add in, the more margin you got to build in, right? But you also want to consider too, like if you're dealing with confidential information. It's like just like here in the U.S., you're going to pay a little bit of a premium for that, so you got to keep that in mind. But how do you find out what you pay? All right, so if you're doing this for the first time, ask around. join the forum here, ask the questions in this forum. We have virtual assistants that are on our team that are in our forum. But you can go to, there are job boards for virtual assistants for virtually every country that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what the position is that you're trying to hire for and see what other people are paying, or look at the applicants and find out what are they asking to be paid.
Yeah.
So you just got to do a little bit of intel research, basically.
Yeah. Now there's a lot of little subtleties that we go into in the program about really, how much you really should pay based upon, what they say they want, et cetera. Because people cannot look. Let me back up. People can look at, say you do a posting of your position profile at some job board. They could look at it and see that you're not paying enough, and they could pass by. But then they could also see that you're paying too much, and then you get every Tom, Dick, and Harry to apply.
Who's not qualified.
Right? Yeah. So there's some subtleties, and we talk a lot about that in our program.
Well, another thing to consider is what country are you in, because some countries have basic, what I call a merchant mentality, where it's all about the negotiation. They know that if they want to make a certain dollar amount, they're going to ask for a lot more, and they're going to negotiate. And they're they're offended if you don't negotiate with them, right? Whereas others have more of a laid back, and it's a yes sir, no sir kind of thing. And so if you say I'm going to pay $5 an hour, that's what they expect. They're not going to expect to negotiate with you. So I'm sorry to be vague on this and a little bit. I'm not trying to be difficult, but this really is it depends, which is why you should really have somebody help guide you through the process. This is why so many people flounder and fail and then give up, and they try it and they make mistakes. It's not even worth it, right?
Yeah.
So go with somebody who's already has shallowed the learning curve for you.
Yeah,
like maybe HireMyVA.
You think that's a good idea?
I think it's a great idea.
Because if you have to choose wisely, my son, in some of this stuff, and it's important to get some guidelines from folks, because you could make a mistake and either pay way too much or not enough and not get the right applicants, or overpay and stuff. I think we've done both. So we've got some good guidelines there.
Well, I think the key here is the reason you're hiring a virtual assistant is to gain more freedom in your life, right? And that's both time margin and money margin, right? So I'm not encouraging people to overpay for anything. I don't want you to overpay. But if you underpay, you're going to have a revolving door of poor candidates who aren't meeting your expectations, plus a heightened level of frustration, plus low productivity. The key here is you want to hire people where it increases the amount of productivity in your organization. So you got to find that sweet spot. You got to find the sweet spot. And it might take a couple of hires before you actually find the right one. It's like anything in life and business. It's rare that you're going to get it right the first time.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think that's the great thing about our prepare module in HireMyVA, is that we help guide you so that you can take out a lot of the guesswork on the front end.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's pretty exciting to see some of the folks in our community and what's going on.
The progress that they're making and the successes that they're having. It's awesome.
Yeah. We got our A student in there. One of our A students, we got several, but one of our A students it's just changing his life and business right now. It's pretty awesome.
For sure. Yeah.
Anything else, sir?
No. I will just encourage people, go to the community. It's if you are a member of HireMyVA, remember that forum and that community is so powerful. It's one of the most powerful parts, I think, of the program. If you're not a member of HireMyVA, then go to HireMyVA.com and see what it's all about. Because you can find, it's nice to go on the entrepreneurial journey with other folks, right? And unlike a lot of VA programs that are out there where we're just offering you a series of videos or forms and templates, that kind of thing, there's actual human interaction to help guide you through the process. The idea here is to get you closer to your entrepreneurial potential faster. Right. And I just want to break the habit of people. It's easier to do it myself. There's a saying that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with a team. Right.
Oh yeah.
And so, yeah, you could have short-term success, but you're always going to be there's going to be a barrier, a threshold or something that you're not going to be able to break through. And so by having virtual assistants, we think that's the best way to get your team built quickly. Right.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean
I
that you
agree.
always have to have VAs. You can bring, you can replace them at some point with people here, right here in the US or right here in your office.
Yeah.
Right. But my sense is that you and I, who have successful businesses, we're probably always going to have VAs. I can't imagine us not having VAs.
Well, to me, that's part of having a successful business, because otherwise, if you don't have VAs, if you don't have a team, you don't really have a business. You have more of a job.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking though about
Yeah.
transitioning from a VA to someone who's actually working in your
Oh,
space. But yes,
I see what you're
teams
saying.
for
Yeah.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. That was fun, Larry. All right. Well, thank you,
Good.
everybody, for joining us today. And remember, building a team is the way to reclaim your freedom. And we're here to help you.
Yes.
So 3 things we'd love for you to do. We'd really, really appreciate it. Number 1, subscribe to the podcast, YouTube channel, etc., if you haven't already done so. Number 2, give us a rating. We love 5 stars,
We would.
Preferably, but do that. Give us a rating. And then number 3, go to HireMyVA.com for more information on our course and community, our freebies, our articles, podcasts, all that kind of stuff. Because what we're here for is to help you guys, even without experience. You'll learn how to prepare for, hire, and thrive with virtual assistants. Larry and I have helped folks. We're helping them now, and we want to help you too to get your freedom back. So go to HireMyVA.com for more information.
Yeah. Hey, folks, do yourself a favor. Do the world a favor. Go do something significant today. All right. Go get them.
All right. Bye.
Bye. See you later.